Have you ever noticed something strange about your own happiness? You scroll through your phone for hours, watching videos, checking notifications, jumping from one app to another. Your brain feels busy all the time, but when you finally put the phone down and step into the real world, everything suddenly feels dull. A walk outside feels boring. A conversation feels slow. Even hobbies you once loved don't excite you anymore. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people are quietly experiencing something psychologists are beginning to call digital anhedonia, a state where the brain slowly loses its ability to feel pleasure from normal life because it has become addicted to digital stimulation. Today, we're exploring a psychological shift that is silently affecting an entire generation. And the scary part is, most people don't even realize it's happening to them. Anhedonia is a psychological term that means the inability to feel pleasure. It is often linked to depression. But digital anhedonia is slightly different. It doesn't mean you feel nothing at all. Instead, your brain becomes so used to constant stimulation from screens that normal life begins to feel underwhelming. Think about how social media works. Every few seconds, there is something new. A new video, a new notification, a new message, a new piece of information. Your brain receives tiny bursts of dopamine again and again. Dopamine is the chemical that drives motivation and pleasure. It tells your brain, this feels good. Do it again. The problem is not dopamine itself. Dopamine is actually essential for happiness and motivation. The problem is the speed and intensity of digital dopamine. When you scroll through short videos, your brain experiences hundreds of small dopamine spikes in a short period of time. Each clip is new, surprising, funny, emotional, or shocking. Your brain begins to expect this level of stimulation constantly. Now compare that to real life. A real conversation takes time. A good book requires patience. Learning a skill can take weeks or months before it becomes rewarding. Even beautiful experiences like sunsets or walks in nature are quiet and slow compared to the rapid stimulation of digital content. Over time, the brain begins to make a simple calculation. If something doesn't deliver instant stimulation, it feels boring. This is where digital anhedonia begins. People start losing interest in activities they once enjoyed. Music doesn't hit the same way. Movies feel slow. Studying becomes painful. Even spending time with friends can feel less exciting than scrolling through a phone. And the strange part is that many people respond by increasing their digital consumption even more. When the real world feels dull, the easiest solution seems to be opening another app, watching another video, or checking another notification. But this actually deepens the problem. Imagine your brain like a sound system. If you keep turning the volume higher and higher, eventually normal sounds become impossible to hear. The same thing happens with dopamine stimulation. The brain slowly raises its threshold for pleasure. This means it takes more stimulation to feel the same level of excitement. This is why many people feel restless when they're not using their phones. Silence becomes uncomfortable. Waiting becomes frustrating. The brain has been trained to expect constant input. Psychologists sometimes call this the dopamine treadmill. The faster you run, the harder it becomes to stop. But digital anhedonia does not only affect entertainment. It also affects motivation and productivity. When the brain becomes used to quick rewards, long-term goals start to feel extremely difficult. Studying, building a career, exercising, or learning new skills require patience. The rewards come slowly, but a phone offers instant reward. Your brain naturally chooses the easier path. This is why many people today feel trapped in a strange cycle. They want to be productive. They want to focus. They want to achieve meaningful goals. But every time they try, their brain pushes them back toward easy digital stimulation. And after hours of scrolling, they often feel worse instead of better. Another hidden effect of digital anhedonia is emotional flattening. Because your brain receives constant stimulation, emotional experiences in real life start to feel less intense. Think about how powerful real moments used to feel. Meeting friends, achieving something difficult, falling in love with a hobby. These experiences once created deep emotional satisfaction. But when the brain becomes used to endless digital novelty, those moments can lose some of their emotional impact. It's not that life has become less meaningful. It's that the brain has been temporarily rewired to expect faster rewards. There is also another psychological factor involved: comparison. Social media constantly shows people living exciting lives. Travel, success, beauty, luxury, achievements. Even if we logically know that these are curated highlights, our brain still compares our everyday life to those images. And everyday life almost always looks slower and less dramatic. This comparison can quietly reduce our ability to appreciate simple moments. Suddenly, normal life feels not enough. But here's something interesting. When psychologists study people who take breaks from constant digital stimulation, something remarkable happens. At first, they feel restless, bored, even slightly anxious. But after a few days, the brain begins to recalibrate. Simple activities slowly start feeling enjoyable again. Music sounds richer, conversations feel more engaging. Creativity returns, the mind becomes calmer. This happens because the brain's dopamine system resets its sensitivity. When stimulation slows down, smaller pleasures begin to feel meaningful again. This is why many people describe a strange sense of relief when they disconnect from digital overload, even for a short time. But digital anhedonia does not mean technology itself is bad. Technology is an incredible tool. It connects us, teaches us, entertains us, and helps us learn new ideas. The problem is not technology. The problem is constant stimulation without balance. Our brains evolved in environments where stimulation came slowly: a conversation, a challenge, a discovery, a moment of success. These experiences were rare enough to feel powerful. Today, digital platforms compress hundreds of stimulating experiences into minutes. Our brains simply were not designed for that speed. The good news is that awareness alone can change everything. When you understand what digital anhedonia is, you begin to see your habits differently. You start noticing when your brain is chasing quick stimulation instead of meaningful satisfaction. One simple strategy psychologists often recommend is creating small moments of intentional boredom. That might sound strange, but boredom is actually important for the brain. When the mind is not constantly stimulated, it begins to wander. It reflects, imagines, and creates ideas. This is often when creativity appears. Another helpful strategy is slowing down the way we consume digital content. Instead of jumping between dozens of short videos, choosing longer, more thoughtful content gives the brain time to engage deeply rather than chase constant novelty. Many people also find that physical activities help restore the brain's reward system. Exercise, walking, sports, and creative hobbies produce slower but more stable dopamine responses. Over time, these experiences rebuild the brain's natural ability to feel pleasure. And perhaps the most powerful step is simply protecting certain moments of the day from screens. Morning routines, meals, conversations with friends, time in nature. These small boundaries remind the brain that life exists beyond the screen. Because the truth is, the real world has not become boring. The real world is still full of meaning, beauty, challenge, and connection. But sometimes our brains need time to remember how to experience it again. Digital anhedonia is not permanent. The brain is incredibly adaptable. When we change our habits, even slightly, the brain begins to adjust. Slowly, normal experiences start to feel rewarding again. And once that happens, something surprising occurs. The things that once felt dull suddenly feel richer than endless scrolling ever did. A real conversation, a creative project, learning something new. achieving a goal you worked for. These experiences produce a deeper kind of satisfaction, one that no algorithm can truly replace. And when you begin to understand these patterns, you start seeing technology in a different way. Not as something controlling your attention, but as a tool you choose to use consciously. Because the most powerful thing you can reclaim in the digital age is your ability to enjoy real life again. And once you take that power back, the world starts to feel a little more interesting, a little more meaningful, and a lot more alive. If this idea made you reflect on your own habits, then you're already starting to notice the hidden psychological patterns shaping everyday life. And here on Mind Patrons, that's exactly what we explore together. The invisible forces that influence our behavior, our emotions, and the way our minds experience the modern world.